It's always American cars. Prefer hot rods, earlier stuff. You can be a bit more creative doing a hot rod. You can just build what you like, whereas if you do a 50s, 60s American car, you're limited. Yeah, it's more than just a hobby, it's an obsession. It's life. And you see how we live, like, it's part of life. It's not something that you just go down in the garage and you do once in a while. It's around you all the time. Wanted a 50 to 51 Buick. 2 front fenders, the bonnet, and I've got a bumper. They're the original pieces of the Buick. The rest of it, other than the chassis, that is just a chassis as a jig to set it up on, is all going to be handmade. You come up with the concept in your head, and then start putting it on paper. With the Buick, I made a model, and from the model, therefore, you can got something in scale, and you can scale that off and bring it up to full size. I made a big board, the full size of the car, and I drew the whole car out full size. From the full size drawing, I could then shape these steel ribs off the drawing and then start piecing them into place to give me the shape of the car. It gives me a guideline to make all the aluminium segments and fit them to the car and to see how the shape's going. Once all the aluminium's all made like this, then I can start making framework, which is starting back in here, with the doors close on, window frames and all that. And then slowly, piece by piece, take all the steel framework out and replace it with the original stuff that's going to stay with the car. I had inspiration from another car built that came on the scene in 1990, which was Cadzilla, owned by ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons. When I first saw that to me then and still to now is my favourite car. And that's where a lot of inspiration for this one's come from. I wanted to build something, or design and build something just about totally from scratch. The bonnet through here has been taken about 3 inches out of the bonnet just to get that lower, and also this bonnet is usually quite curved, so I've flattened that out. So overall, this point here, the top of the bonnet is probably already 6 inches lower than the original. The rest of the design is still got Buick characteristics, but it's still my own design and styling and that. Floor pan's an all-new floor pan, making that. Windows are all quite different. The doors themselves, like this is the rear line for the door. The front one's also on an angle, and that creates problems with the hinges. You've got to make sure you've got area for the windows to wind down into all the segments. So there's a lot to think about at the same time. So when you're not working on it, you're still in your mind ticking away working on the car. My idea was to build something that could have been produced in the 50s as a Motorama type exhibition car. So it'll have all the stainless trim, guttering, all the stuff that a car had back then. Like a modern custom, they smooth all that off and make it very smooth and do away with badges and all that sort of stuff. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep it as an early style car. There's no time frame to finish everything. I never put a time frame down because that means it becomes a chore that you have to do it. So I only work on things that I want to work on when I want to. It's getting worse and worse. I said to Di, my wife, the other day, I've got ideas for my next hot rod, and she said, don't even think about it. But it's good, it keeps your mind active. I enjoy doing it. So yeah, just keep doing it, keeping thinking of ideas and that.